Hi, baby. Are you ready for chapter 4? This is Skye's Rainbow Journey. After a couple of more days of travel, Skye found herself at the top of a huge hill. Looking down from the hill in the far-off distance, the sun reflected off something. Skye could not make out quite what it was, but the reflection was brighter than any star. It hurt her eyes to look at it. Curiosity made her set off in the direction of the thing that was so shiny. After another day or two of travel, Skye could see the reflection was coming from a large dome made of gold. Her heart skipped a beat. Could this be the treasure she was seeking? At the mere thought of it, Skye quickened her pace. Maybe she was at the end of her journey. Maybe the treasure would finally be found. The road Skye was on opened up into a beautiful valley. The whole valley floor was covered with white houses and buildings to form the cutest little village Skye had ever seen. The sight of it took her breath away. From this vantage point, she finally got a clear view of the gold sparkle that she had been following. And much to her great disappointment, Skye could see the gold reflection was actually the dome of a huge, beautiful white building with the word library carved in stone across the top. Skye had only heard the word library used by her papa to describe his collection of books. After seeing a number of people going in and coming out, she decided she would enter to see what was under this golden dome. Once inside, Skye could not believe her eyes. All she could see was books. Rows of books, rooms of books, floors of books. The whole huge building was nothing but books. If only Papa could see this library. A pleasant young girl was at a desk. Must have suspected that Skye was new and asked her, "Is this your first time to the library?" Without even looking at her, Skye shook her head yes and kept staring at the sea of books. "You're welcome to read as many as you like, but if you take any away, you have to bring them back after a few days," said the librarian. "I don't have any place to go." "Can I sit here and just read them here?" asked Skye. The librarian took Skye to a lovely area with big comfy chairs and told her she could sit and read as long as the library was open. And for the next several days, Skye spent every waking hour at the library. She read book after book after book. Fairy tales and history books and picture books were just a few of the many. As Skye explored the many different sections of the library, she was surprised to see a section called Salty's Favorites. She asked the librarian what the section was for, and she was told that every so often a box of books would appear with the words Salty's Favorites written on the box. Every book inside would be well written and the very interesting and usually the best books we have. So we just set them aside in these shelves and called them Salty's Favorites. And when Skye found a section in the library called the reference section, the librarian told her that all of these books provided factual information about most any subject she could think of. Almost immediately, the Atlas section caught Skye's attention. Atlas. "Do you think that those books could show me maps to the big mountain past the valley?" Skye asked the librarian. "Why, absolutely," said the librarian. "What mountain are you interested in exploring?" Skye took the librarian outside to the steps and pointed to the largest mountains in the far distance. "Oh, you're going to the Golden Mountain. How wonderful! I have just the book you should read." The librarian disappeared back into the reference section and came back with a book titled Roads to Golden Mountain. Skye was shocked. The rainbow pointed to Golden Mountain pot of gold on the farm at the table was her first disappointment. But then the Golden Dome was a second disappointment. But Golden Mountain had to be the place where the treasure was waiting for her to claim. Now, reading under the Golden Dome was wonderful, but a mountain was calling her name, and Skye must answer. As the librarian helped Skye make a map for her journey, there was a little sadness about saying goodbye. In such a short time, the two had become such good friends. Skye had learned a lot from the librarian, and she felt as though there was much more to learn. But the Golden Mountain was calling. So off she went. And that's the end of chapter 4. You got the sleepy blue eyes, sleepy blue eyes, sleepy blue eyes looking up at me. You got the sleepy blue eyes, smiling at me, smiling at me. It doesn't matter to me if you're 103, you'll always be my baby. Good night, baby. Papa loves you.